Hey, what's good? What's good? It's Coach Rashid, and I'm back with another hot video coming to you live and direct in full effect. I am the founder of Team Achieve Prosperity Club, where we help you navigate these crazy crypto waters so you can avoid the pitfalls, avoid the pit holes, and so you can arrive at your destination without hesitation and procrastination. We are here to make sure that you succeed in this space, and that's why we're bringing you another hot video. So if you're looking for that crypto SOS because you run into some problems, have no fear because we are here to serve. Let's get busy. Check out this new video. Peace. Oh yeah, I did that. I did that one day, then the next day. Looks like I finally cracked the code. When I was able to see the vision for Camhurst, AMSIS, Quilpie, Investable AI, $10,000 payment in one day, $5,000 payment one day. Yeah, I did that, but you can do it too. This is how we do it. When you have an opportunity, you take advantage of that opportunity, you see it, you get on it, you make it happen. Because at the end of the day, it's all up to you. All right. Hey, look at here. This is Coach Rashid, and I am here today. I want to open this up and let you guys know that it is a beautiful weekend. We've had, so much going on already, but I wanted to come on and talk a little bit before I jump right into what I'm going to show you. When we venture into this space, we know that there are times that opportunities will present themselves. And there are some times we actually go out and look for opportunities. But you know what, over the course of the last 2.5 years, something that I've learned is that when you're out there looking for opportunities, a lot of times you come across things that just don't really align with what it is that you, as the person seeking, what is it that you value, right? What have you determined for your time in this space? And when you venture into this space, you have to decide what is your goal, right? As a certified life coach, strategic intervention and personal development coach, I focused on, personal development because within that realm, we talk about personal finance, you talk about, credit funding, investments, you talk about, how you can really become that next level, personality, entity, person, agency, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. You normally start with personal development because that's about you, right? How do you go inside and unlock those particular qualities that you need to rise to the surface in order for you to become that better person? Now, if you think that you've arrived and you don't need to become better, then hey, look, go ahead and, skip this video and keep it moving. You may need to be out there teaching others how you have accomplished everything and you don't need to do anything else. I only know a higher power that is, at that point where there's nothing else that you need to do or consider. But us, as just normal folks out here, doing what we can to make it happen, for ourselves and our families and those that we have within our reach, then we always are developing. One thing that my mentor, Tony Robbins, says is, when you stop learning, you stop growing. When you stop growing, you die, right? And die in the sense of mentally, psychologically, socially, intellectually, and financially. So you really, and what that means is you become stagnant. You can't be in this world and not have a vibration, and that takes you forward or it sends you backward, right? And so even if you think you're not moving, which is false because energy always moves, then the issue is, are you being surpassed by something or someone mentally, physically, intellectually, financially, or whatever that is, right? So if we're talking about in this online investment platform space, if we're talking about alternative ways to generate wealth, then in this space, if you think that you've gotten to a point where you don't need to expand, or where you got to a point where you don't need to focus, create a goal, and achieve that and get on that path, then you're probably stagnant. You're probably being passed by someone or something, right? And so opportunities are always there. But what are you doing to increase the level of development so that you can engage in that next level, that future, that what I call next era achievement, right? That's why I created the Prosperity Club, because what you see happening in the Prosperity Club, which, well, most of you don't see it because it's a private club. But what happens, just to give you some insight, because there's going to be a cohort 2 or a phase 2 that will open up in the future. And I invite you, to definitely apply to be part of that. But what we're doing, my goodness, sorry about that. So what we're doing in the Prosperity Club is we're taking quality platforms that have a track record, and some that are new, that have the potential and have basically checked off all the blocks. I have a 1-star to 5-star type assessments, criteria. And those that have the 5-star, because they have checked off those blocks, they are part of the top 4. And then I have another segment that's part of the Super 7, we call it. So we got Core 4 and Super 7. But what it does is encompasses categories. And when I talk about categories, I'm talking about long-term, solid, stable, advanced level programs. That's when you get into the blockchain, from blockchain to what levels of blockchain, right? You smart chain, layer 1, layer 2. There's some that actually are creating a level 3. I know, right? So we're talking cross-chain type activity where you can exchange across networks. That's not a simple task. So those are in a certain section, right? You're talking the Saphir Zanique type level, advanced technology, advanced blockchain, and they have a lot of firsts, right? They did this first. They did this first. They were into tokenization before BlackRock and, before Chase and all those guys got involved. So this is the real deal. And so being in that particular platform for over 2 years and understanding the mining and the minting process, where everybody else was mining and causing a lot of excess energy being released, then Zanique Technologies was creating a platform with Saphir Global, and right now Saphir Group International, to mint, cryptocurrency versus mine cryptocurrency. They were looking into the future to create tokenization projects for platforms like Avanok, right? Avanok was the first aviation on the blockchain type project that was offline doing their business, creating platforms for the private jet industry that wasn't even available. This is how strong they are, right? But they got onto the Zanique blockchain, and now they're on the Zanique smart chain, creating something next level called the VOO platform, which is a marketplace to actually book private jet flights on the blockchain with crypto, and building your crypto at the same time with the rewards program. Nobody else is doing that. Hey, good morning, darling. How are you? You took that off the wall? Why did you take that off the wall? You wanted to see yourself? Look at that beautiful little girl. Wow. Okay. All right. Give that to your brother. Thank you. So when we're evaluating the programs, then one of the key things that we understand is, Saphir and Zanique is in an arena all by themselves when it comes to that. There are other programs out there. Believe me, I can talk about them, but I'm not here to do that. I evaluate them. I do a comparison of what the industry is presenting, right? And why am I still bullish on this one versus bringing that one into the fold? Right now, I can tell you that there's others out there that are, they're doing similar things that Saphir and Zanique was doing, but they're not as successful at it. And there are some programs that came and they're gone. They took money and ran away. Whereas Saphir and Zanik is still growing and they're still paying. They're still doing exactly what they came to do. And that's why they're lasting longer than any other platform that tried to do something similar. Most have tried to create a smart chain. Most tried to add an app. Most tried to do debit cards, credit cards. Most tried to actually create a layer 2 smart chain with their own native blockchain and native coin and token, whereas Saphir and Zadik actually created their coin because all their blockchain, and they came back and created a token that could be interchanged on the ERC20 networks as well. So they have both. They have the ZRC20 and they have a ERC20 access. But now they're actually opening it up to multi-chain and cross-chain exchange abilities, and they have the Zanik swap to do that. So I'm giving you this information because I want you guys to know that when I evaluate platforms, it's not just because I'm passionate about it because I feel good. It's not about that. It's going deep, right? We are going deep in order to understand why we in the Team Achieve, ecosystem, why we have a presence of the best that is available for the long-term success. Now, I don't say the best short term because there are thousands of them out there that you can make money every day. We're not trying to compete with anybody. If you want to go with a hype, you go with the hype. That's your objective. That's what you're looking for. That's not what we're looking for at Team Achieve. What we're looking for is in 6 months, there's going to be a story about what you've accomplished and how you got to that next level. And I can tell you, if you're jumping on the shiny objects from day to day, you're probably not going to feel comfortable, and therefore you're not going to put in the amounts that's going to set you free. That's why you see so many people 2, 3, 4 years doing hypes. Why would you be on hypes for 3 or 4 years when they're paying 10% a day? If you can get anything for 10% a day, you should be free in a month. But if you're not, why are you doing it? Right. So you got to think about this. Just put some thought to it. And then I think you'll better understand why that is not an area that I'm going to live in. So then we move on, right? Because we have stacks and stacks of platforms. So the first one I said was long-term, solid, advanced programs. Like advanced, meaning that they separate themselves from everything else. They are doing something different. They're programs. Now you'll hear the words programs, platforms, and projects. Okay. And then there's plans within those. So when I say programs, they have full, actually scale ecosystems. You're talking Saphir, Zanik, right? Full programs. Zanik, they have, Avanok in there. They have 360-degree ecosystem that presents itself as literally the gold standard for this industry. But a lot of people still don't know that it exists because they don't understand that level of blockchain, DeFi, and tokenization. I'm here to help you get that information, here for the exposure, make sure that you get all of that information so you can make those decisions for yourself. Because when you're building your future, right, portfolio, you're not doing it for today, you're doing it for tomorrow. Why don't you set yourself up with something that is set up for tomorrow where it'll do it for you? That you don't have to come back and you have to build each piece. No, Saphir is set up to do it for you. It's brilliant, brilliant. And I love that space. It's amazing what they're doing. All right. So that's just one of the things that I wanted to highlight because Team Achieve is centered to everything I do. That's why Coach Rashid is the founder of Team Achieve, and Team Achieve Prosperity Club is the next iteration of that. All right. All right. So you see right there. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. It's fun, right? One day you'll be there. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. All right. See ya. All right. All right. Go ahead and go see Mama, okay? All right. I'll see you later. What? I know it's trash. Okay. I'll see you later. You want your silver? Oh, it's right there. All right, I'll get it. All right. All right, I'll see you in a minute. Okay. Bye-bye. All right, look, guys, here's what I want to do now. I want to transition because like I said, I just wanted to highlight that, under Team Achieve and in our programs, what I look at is there's categories that we have to determine. Some people want to ask you, what's your top three? What's your top five? What's your top programs? And it's not that simple, right? And you can hear other leaders out here. If they give you like just right off the bat, hey, here's the top program and this one and this one and this one. Well, it's because right at that time, it's probably performing the best. So what is the criteria that somebody looks at in order to give you their top programs? That's really key to what you want to understand about top programs. In my particular ecosystem, I look at it this way: long-term, stable, solid platforms. They may not be the longest standing. Some of them are, some of them are not. They may be just ones that have the potential to be long standing, right? So when I talk about that, there's two private plays that I believe definitely have stood the test of time, and they're going to continue doing that. So when we're looking at like long-term plays, we're talking long-term, solid, advanced type programs that I will always recommend. If you have some short-term stuff that's making you money today, but you say, okay, now I've made a good amount, I want to go ahead and put it into something that's longer term, then this is what I would suggest. You're looking at Saphir, you're like at Camhurst. Camhurst is one of the most recent plays, about 3 months into the Team Achieve portfolio, but it's been around for about 5 months. But they have been doing research and development for over 5 years to make sure they got it right. And now they got it right. They've launched a program. And what Camhurst is, it's about 3D CP robots. They're actually construction robots that perform construction on building houses, and they can build buildings, they can build rooms, they can build pretty much anything with these robots. And this is something that's trending. This has been around for some time, but most of the companies out there that built 3D robots, they couldn't get the expense down. Very, very expensive to do what they do. And so when I was introduced to this by a very, very close friend in this space, we've had some success in other platforms. So when they brought it to me, they're out of Dubai, and I was like, oh, this is great. After I, didn't look at it, then I came back and said, definitely want to go ahead and jump on that. And it's been amazing. And my community is set up for success with every single platform because of the level of connection I have with the leadership, as well as the level of due diligence that I put into it. And so it's not about if there's a face behind it, are they doxed, are they in the DeFi or crypto space, or no, these are legit business people that's been in business for years, and they may have decided to pivot and go into this place or that place. But at the end of the day, they have a track record of doing business in the right way and doing it offline, online, and in between, and they've helped others succeed as well. And so Camhurst is probably the most powerful one that has the right leadership because of their background, because of knowing who I'm dealing with. That's a big plus for me, and that's why I'm excited about the people that have taken that on and come into the fold, because they do see that the relationship is there. And so it's not some stranger that I'm just hoping, that works out. It's that they have a track record. I've been in the trenches with, a couple of leaders that are right there in the program, and seeing that thing just develop. And then the compensation on the robot plan is phenomenal. And I'm going to talk about that in a few minutes. I want you to really get an understanding of why I'm so excited about the Camhurst program as being one of the four or five that I have in the long-term solid advanced level programs. Because these programs I talk about have plans within their ecosystem. So it's not just one dimensional, it's really multi-dimensional. So I have to give it a different category. So I can't just say, here's my top 3 or 4 or 5. It is, here are my top in each category. And that's how I play it, because they're all tops. I'm gonna tell you, if you ever get into a space or place where you can't determine which one is the one, that means that you're doing something amazingly right. The FAIR project, like I said, a couple of months, it's been out, but it's been researched for a while, and it just took another step forward. The FAIR project, you can go back And think about the debt box, IX Global debt box. We're talking black gold, right? That was the first one that kicked off debt box and took it to the moon. I'm talking amazing, multimillionaires made within that first year. So that was in the, black gold, meaning oil and gas, natural gas, as well as gold, like literal gold deposits. That was kind of where they were living, and made, like I said, made multimillionaires. Those top guys that were with that program at the beginning, they actually saw an opportunity to create something with a actual trauma surgeon, like certified trauma surgeon, and actual pharmaceutical companies, research and development companies that create medicines and solutions to problems in the pharmaceutical space. And that particular company has done many exits where they have sold their particular products that do actually have been proven to help, solve some medical issues. And they have been 100% successful with billion-dollar exits in the past. And this is the company that is working, alongside and supporting the FAIR project. So this one is phenomenal, but it is a long-term play, but it is solid. It's node license that you can purchase the node license for $2,000 each, and you can get as many as you want up to a certain point that they're going to sell out. And then boom, they're going to raise the price to the next, group of sales. And then they're going to raise it up to about 4,500. And then it caps off because they don't want to have an unlimited amount of nodes out there. You only want to have a maximum, and then you go ahead and you can continue to develop from there forward. So that is definitely one powerful program that is within that category of the long-term advanced programs in my portfolio. So that is really, really powerful. And I really, want to make sure that you guys understand what that is. If you want more information about some of these platforms and programs that I'm talking about, just get in touch with me, because I'm not going to go too deep into each one. I just want to highlight what Team Achieve is about, and then what Team Achieve Prosperity Club is about. And so in the future, if you want to be part of the Prosperity Club, then you'll know this is kind of the process in which we, grow our members into that unlimited options level of wealth. All right. So this is where we're going. There's two more within the that category that I'm talking about here, the advanced program type category, which are two private plays. One is Crown Global and the other one is Blue Ocean Society. So those two are the two additional ones that are private. Of course, we're not going to go into detail because this is probably a public space. But if you need more information about those, then get in touch with me and we can have those conversations. But what I can tell you is they are solid. They are long-standing, and you will be pretty excited about where you're headed with those programs. So let's talk about another category, right? Another category. I don't have a top one. I have top ones. We're talking stable, profitable, but simple, right? I love simple. I think you like simple as well. So we got AMSIS, right? It went from public to private. Used to be Crown Crypto Program. Now it's called AMSIS for good reason. That's just an evolution in the program. So a lot of you know about it. Maybe you don't. If you don't know about it, get in touch with me. It's considered a private play at this point, but it is one of the stable, profitable, and simple categories of platforms. But it is absolutely one of the top platforms. You got Fusion Experience, which is one of my top platforms in the stable, but profitable and simple, right? No confusion. It's just, straightforward. You know what you're getting right up front. And it is definitely one of my major supporting platforms. And Investable AI is another one that is right there. I mean, I don't have a preference, man. They're just top platforms. Fusion Experience is definitely there because I have, that intimate relationship with the people that are running the program, and really have some insight to their integrity and what they are doing to move forward in that platform and make sure the members are taken care of years to come. And so that really puts it, really out front for me. But the others are doing exactly what they said they would do. And so if you're interested in a daily, weekly, or monthly pay type program or project or platform, then these three that I just mentioned will give you that immediate income, right? So absolutely amazing. They do, and they're all not trading platforms, and I hope you recognize that. So when we get into the bots, right? Mostly bots. There are some, people, there are some connections with actual people behind these programs, but this category is more about the bots or an app that's running kind of the show, right? But they're amazing. Like I said, another level of can't decide. I don't have one. I just say these are cranking it out. Now, there is one that there's two of them that are not as productive at this point, but based upon how it's structured, then I know that their bot has so much machine AI. Let's distinguish here. They have their AI running and it's machine learning running. So it sees that here's something that we need to correct. And so normally a week or two goes by and it may not perform as good, but then you'll see it start to rise on the back end of that curve because it's learned what it needed to do to correct itself. That's what AI and machine learning does. It gives you some dips and then you'll see it start to rise. And then when it starts to really understand what it's supposed to do as a performer, then you'll continue to see it rise. And then when it gets to its, it'll get to, wow. Anyway, I can't think of the term right now, but when it gets to that certain level of consistency and it's learned what it needs to do to adjust quickly, then those milliseconds of adjustments will put it will basically never be able to go back down because it's gotten to the level of sustainability at a higher level, right? And so if you're looking at numbers just to get a better understanding, let's say it's coming in maybe 3% a week, and then it dips to like -2%, -1%, and then it starts to come back up and 1% a week. Then all of a sudden it's at 3% a week, and then you start to see it go up and down. But by the time it hits the end of the week, it could be consistently at 4 or 5%. And then as time goes on and the funding and the bot does its thing and the economy is doing right, then it could easily get up to 6 or 7% on a consistent weekly basis. And that's something that happened in the past. And now we can see it start to do that again. And so within a month or so, we're looking at the Taylor One, Taylor Capital, Taylor One project, that it probably will get back to that over the course of the next month or two. And so it's not at the top of its game right now. So it's definitely not one that is recommended as such, but it is on its way back up. And when we get into the ones that are performing like a champ, you're talking QOP is a hero right now. QOP has a 6-month track record of over 2% a day, and it's running within the stock market. It's running on the New York Stock Exchange time frame, and every 24 hours you see the results, and we have tracked the results. Phenomenal. I'm gonna tell you, I'm like, like, is it really that real? Like, is it really doing that? And it's phenomenal, right? So you're talking, like, I'm not giving out any financial or investment advice. I'm talking personal experience and why I'm excited about how I evaluate what I see in this space and why it's recommended that if you really want the best of your experience, then definitely check out Team Achieve and definitely check out for the future, next cohort of the Prosperity Club, so that you can engage in some quality platforms for the future of your journey. And then we have, like I said, Kawaapi, top notch. ETF Pool is performing as well. These are what I call simple bot platforms, but they're support platforms or projects, if you will, right? Because I don't want to give you the feeling that I'm so certain about these that, hey, yeah, just pour all your money into them. I'm not going to tell you to do that. Like I said, this is not financial or investment advice. This is my personal experience with these particular platforms. And I believe that these are called support because they're not the primary ones. And I don't believe that I would advise anyone to make these apps primary, because you can go back and think about a COTPS, maybe a stable fund, or AMC Doge, anything similar in that particular space. we did, dive in, but we had to learn from those experiences. And therefore, I say take it in stride, benefit while you can, because they are working. They have given us enough information to show that they possibly don't have a reason to stop. Because if it's an app and it's doing what it's supposed to do, and it's working on, the different areas that they say, then why would it pull? Because rug pulling is a human emotion that drives that greed, right? But if it's an app and it's doing what it's supposed to do, that app is not going to falter. But the person that is monitoring that might decide to make some decisions that are not in the best interest of the people that have put their money in there. And so that's why I look at it in a different way when it comes to these apps and things like that. So you can take that for what you will, but that's just the way that I have to decide, how do I accept this or reject this? And there have been many platforms that I have not accepted into my portfolio. And I'm going to tell you about another one that I think is really advanced. Two of them that I'm going to mention that are really advanced that I like, but I'm not trying to do everything, right? I'll support you if you decide that, these are some of the things you want to do. But, Capitalium has been around for a few weeks, and it's been in pre-launch, and it's doing some great things. It's showing some transparency. It's inviting influencers into the fold. And I think they are, really trying to do the right thing. But I do have some issues, just like when I talked about CMB back in the day, when I talked about, the verse is another one. I talked about what the concerns were about those. So this one I saw a lot of good information, but then I did have concerns on how they have tried to turn around, or they tried to disrupt the compensation plan and how it's structured, which I didn't look at that as favorable, right? So I'm not saying the whole, the program is nice. I like they have the different subscription models that you can start in, and you can earn, up to like 5% a day. And it's nice, if you have 5,000 or more to put in. I think Capitalium is going to be a good platform for those that want to get in it. And you probably will earn some good money, because every second, every 30 minutes or every minute or something, you'll see those calculations, and people like that. But there are some shortcomings that I think will hinder the major growth that some people want to earn and could earn because of how they have that depth structured. I don't like the descending order of percentages that they have with that. So, but that's just my personal take on that Capitalium. I think it's really innovative what they're doing, but you just have to decide if that's something that you can deal with. GP bots got a lot of attention. It's got a lot of the big, some folks out there in the industry that have some influence, put a lot of money into it, or just showed that they were depositing big money right up the red front. I had a friend that said, "Hey, man, just get into Matrix, man. $20, get into Matrix." But I'm gonna tell you, there's some. If you don't really take a look at the strategies that make sense, then you can basically put money in and just you earn zero. You earn peanuts if you're not understanding Matrix type platforms. And so with risk capital at hand, I don't have, any angst about, putting something in there and just kind of trying it out and see if, I get some return out of it. Cool. It's all good. But if you don't have massive volume in a matrix type setup, look, I've been in Validus for over 2 years. Believe me, I get it. It can work, but it takes literally like a year plus to see something from that particular matrix. It is a great concept on paper, but it really will not deliver unless you have massive participation in that particular program. And so matrices are tricky like that. You can either make a lot of money because you have a lot of people follow you, or you can struggle and just be lost in the box, if you will. So yes, you can get lost in the matrix. It is true. But the hype is real, and people are joining because of the hype. But like I said, they're just not going to benefit that much from it. So look, if you think that that's the way you want to go, that is your decision. I did, put a little bit in there, jumped in a few spots to say, hey, let me see if I can, gain something from this matrix. Maybe it'll work out. If so, great. I support my friend, and as well, I may be able to glean something from this process. I'm not studying it. I'm not trying to be an expert in the matrix programs. I don't like binary programs because they are mandatory. You're obligated to do network marketing. I'm not trying to be a network marketer anymore. All I'm trying to do is express that there is passive income opportunities that you don't have to bring any person in. You don't have to have a left. You don't have to have a right. You don't have to balance. You don't have to put 1,000, people on one side and then you make zero money because you don't have anybody on the right side. That is not the way I will teach anybody to build their future income. Only the person at the top is going to make a killing. Everybody else is going to suffer. That's why network marketers out there that do this stuff all the time, they look for binaries because they only win from spillover. And that's just a strategy, if you will, or a scheme, if you will, that gives the whole industry a bad name, because if you're not working with your people and supporting them, then it looks like you just brought them in so they could take a spot that helps you get paid. They're not getting anything. And so I just don't favor that type of process. Anyway, that's all I really want to get into. Like I said, there's Digital Club United, which is a great education platform. If you want to learn more about, the variety of ways that crypto has really enhanced the opportunities for so many people. And then we have Validus that's been around, like I said, like 2 years. Really, really a great platform out there. It can do some wonders for folks if you play it right. They have changed up their particular marketing and compensation plans. They have subscription models. They have education programs within. They can teach you how to trade if you like to do that. But they do, give you some variety. I personally have not opened up my account in probably the last 8 months. Just letting y'all go. I don't know what's going on, to tell you the truth. But I just keep up with the newsletters. I keep up with the information that they put out in Telegram. I think they're a solid platform. If you want to build and you have the capacity to do that, then hey, go for it. So anyway, I think I've given you the lay of the land when it comes to these platforms. So hey, if that's something that you're looking for, if you want more information about anything that I talked about today, then definitely reach out to me. I know that, my daughter, she wanted to kind of get my attention, which is very important because I have been in here all morning and I do want to get these videos done so I can go spend the time with my family. All right. So look, it's been real. It's been great. It's been awesome. That's a little bit about Team Achieve and its ecosystem. I wanted to just kind of give you that update on here's what goes on under Team Achieve. I'm the founder, Coach Rashid, for this particular group. And if you want to know more about how we do and what we do, then definitely, get in touch with me, take a look at some of the information that I provided, as well as understanding that I am going to focus on smaller groups. And that's where my Prosperity Club is essential, to focus on how do we build our particular portfolios so that we can maximize our wealth generation over the next 6 months. We do it in 6-month chunks because, well, anyway, get in the group and I'll explain all that to you. All right, peace. And I will look for you to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. It really helps reach more people so that we can put out more quality information and help people avoid the pitfalls in the industry from folks that do not care about what is being delivered. We care. We want you to care, and we want you to be part of the solution, not the problem. This has been Rashid Hill for Team Achieve. This is the best way that I can deliver the message about what I do. And so for all the questions out there, hopefully that gave you some insight to where we are, where we've been, and where we're going. Let's execute, and let's do something good for the community. Let's do something good for humanity. And for those that, have had some challenges, then your wait is over. Oh man, let's connect and let's make it happen. All right, peace. Y'all take care, and I'll see you on the other side.